Today I want to tell you in 5 minutes more than you've ever heard in your entire life about prophecy. We're in trouble, folks, and we need to know about it. Now, why do I say that? The war in the Middle East is going to heat up to the point where we not only have a problem, we have a disaster, a mega disaster on our hands. Nobody seems to be talking about it. Why not? We should be talking about it. What are we going to do to prepare ourselves? How are we going to get ready if we don't know about these things? Now, we've got Iran over here. We've got Iraq in the middle. We've got Israel over there. We've got Saudi down here. The Saudis and the Iraqis, the Iranians, are enemies. Why? Because Saudi is in bed with America, the great Satan. At least that's what they call us. Well, they're going to acquire nuclear weapons, in my view, and they're going to nuke Mecca and Medina, the two religious centers of the Saudi Arabian brand of Islam. When they do, Israel is likely to get involved, and so is the United States. And guess what? Guess who owns the biggest three brand spanking new oil fields there are in the world? China. Where are they? They're in Iraq. Why? Because Iraq has more oil than Saudi Arabia. According to the Brookings Institute, they have the potential to make 300 billion barrels of oil per day of production in Iraq. That's more than Saudi. So guess what happens? If there's a nuclear exchange between any of these people and all the people around, and those who have vested interests like China and Russia and the United States, we're going to have a nuclear war over there, and they're going to drop the nuclear bombs on the oil fields. Now imagine, if you will, a fire the size of Texas. That's what we're going to have there. And it's going to have a limitless fuel supply. It's a bottomless pit full of oil. And it's going to be set on fire with a nuclear blast and a bunch of nuclear blasts, and it's going to burn at millions of degrees, which means global warming is a joke until that point. Now we're going to have global superheating. How about daytime temperatures in the 140 degree range? Nobody's going to live through that. Oh, but you say, well, that's only over there. Who cares what happens? Let them nuke it out. We don't care. Yes, you do. Why? Because the smoke itself is going to blanket the entirety of the earth. In your world, growing darker by the day. Darker and darker and darker and darker. You see all that greenery back there? You see the lake back there? You see the nice wind blowing and all that? All that gone. No more greenery. Why? Because the sun can't get through that black cloud cover that we're going to have blanketing the skies. All that greenery is going to turn brown and then burn by spontaneous combustion because it'll be so hot. Where you live, where I live, everywhere on the planet. What happens to Antarctica? That great mass of continental ice. It's all going to melt. When that happens, what happens to the Earth? It's thrown out of balance. When it gets out of balance, it's going to quake like this for months, maybe years. Nobody's going to live through that. What happens to the sea? The waves, the tsunamis are going to be unbelievable, and they'll be all over the place. You can forget about island nations, islands at all. They're going to go away. They're going to submerge underwater. No more islands and no more fish in the sea. They're all going to die. Why? Well, the plankton eat the algae. The krill eat the plankton. Without sunlight making it possible for the algae to live, there's no plankton. Without plankton, there's no krill. Without krill, there's no fish. The rest of the sea, all the whales, every other fish, dead. What about transportation? Is that going to happen? No. Why? Because people aren't going to be going to work. They're going to be scrambling to stay alive. It's going to be a madhouse everywhere. Every man for himself. You know, every wall will come down in that earthquake. Every wall, every mountain will be crumbled into gravel. And all the valleys filled with the rubble. This whole earth is in for some massive changes. Most of the people on the planet that are alive today are going to be killed by this thing. It's that big a deal. Now, is there a way out of that? I'm here to say yes, thank God there is a way out of it. And that is, there is only one way. And that is to know the only one who is coming to rescue his planet. He owns the place. He's coming back for it. So it's time we knew who that was, who the creator of the planet is, who the owner of it is, and get to know him intimately, closely, and stay close to him from now on out. That is the point of this entire video. You can read my book on prophecy at itellwhy.com, or you can get it on Amazon. The name of the book, Why End Time Prophecies Matter. It does matter to you. If you want to survive, get my book. It's not, you can read it for free on the website. You got no excuse. Read it. itellwhy.com. I'll see you on the flip side.